That was the final night at my apartment here in China. Right now it's time to go to Malaysia, find our motorbikes, pack them up, and then start riding from Malaysia to Denmark. Let's go to Malaysia. Okay, so as you can probably tell, it's super hot in Kuala Lumpur. It's 32 degrees and super humid, so I'm actually really struggling and sweaty all over. But it's very nice, and we had an amazing morning and a midday and also a little afternoon now. We were just on food tour and our guide TK was was amazing, and maybe we'll meet him again for another food tour when Morten and Chile arrives this Wednesday. Right now I am walking with the Petronas Twin Towers behind me, and we have booked a tour to visit them Wednesday evening. We are on our way home to our Airbnb for a small rest and a cold shower, and then we'll head out after dark. I was just down there, and then we came home. I lay on the couch for maybe 2 minutes, and then the weather just went completely crazy, and now the whole city just disappeared behind me. As you can see over there, the city is, you can see the Petronas Tower there and all the stuff, and the lightning and the thunder, I have never, I actually don't think I have heard anything like it. And as in all movies, something bad happens when it rains. And it is almost also the case here, because right now the weather is pretty bad, and we had some issues with our shipping agency and the tax and import of the bike, and suddenly some weeks ago there was an issue, and another agent told us that you can easily take 3 weeks to import your bikes at the harbor and do all the customs and all the paper stuff. So we obviously panicked a lot, because we only shipped our bikes 2 weeks in advance to have a 2 weeks buffer on the bikes to take, like to compensate for any delays on the sea and all the chains in ports and stuff. So we only shipped the bikes with a buffer of 2 weeks, because having the bikes stored on the harbor is super expensive, and we also didn't want to waste too much money on that whole shipping process. So suddenly a week ago, it was clear that there was an issue with our insurance, and there was also an issue with importing our bikes and doing all the papers and tax and all the import stuff. So especially for my riding buddy Morten, who has all the contact to our shipping company Blue Water, it's been a very hectic week, because suddenly we could not start our trip as planned, and we have to reach China in before the 6th of May, because we are on a group tour, because we have no driver's license in China, and we cannot ride in China, of course, without driver's license. So if something happens to the bikes and we cannot start riding as planned, we cannot get to China in time, and then we are kind of stuck in Southeast Asia. Only option besides China is to ride through Myanmar, which isn't the best solution at the moment. So this is my dad ordering coffee and breakfast for us. Good job, Dad. Good job.
Ride a bike, he owns the bike, it's older than you and me.
Đậu mình thấy mình
But there was some clarifications last week, and it sounds like the bikes will be ready to be picked up this Thursday or Friday, but hopefully Thursday is possible. So right now I'm just in Malaysia with my father having some fun before we start this trip, and also here to, if it was necessary for us to go to the harbor and sign some paper or tell him to speed up, I was here to do it. But it sounds like everything is kind of in a good place, and we can hopefully pick up the bikes on Thursday and start riding. But it is very exciting. That's one issue we are having at the moment. The next issue is the whole situation in Iran, which is also super frustrating and a little dependent on what happens between Israel and Iran. Iran can become kind of unstable, I think, and the Danish government already told all Danish citizens to leave Iran and cancel all travels to there. But Iran is kind of our only option crossing into Europe from Asia around the Caspian Sea, because north is Russia, which also is a little political issue at the moment, and sailing across the sea into Azerbaijan, the Azerbaijanian borders, isn't it? Azerbaijan's borders through land and sea are all closed because of COVID, apparently. And then the last reason is going south of the Caspian Sea through Iran, which is our plan D. And currently getting a little, also is not that convenient at the moment, but let's see what happens, and we will reach Iran 1.5 months later. So hopefully all the issues are solved, and we are able to cross through Iran. Currently a lot of other riders are crossing through Iran, so it's not that big a problem yet, but let's see what happens in 1.5 months time, and then we will be there. It was Monday, and me and my father arrived in Kuala Lumpur on Saturday evening very late, after a horrible day with a cancelled flight and an airport staff who didn't speak any English and wasn't to any help at all, and didn't have any other flights to Kuala Lumpur that day and also the day after. So we had to take a taxi back from the airport in Nanjing to the train station in Nanjing, where I lived in China, and then take a train to Shanghai, and then all the way across Shanghai to the Pudong airport, and then on a 6-hour flight from Shanghai to Kuala Lumpur, arriving at Kuala Lumpur 11 o'clock or so. All yesterday we spent walking around in Kuala Lumpur, Bukit Bintang area, Chinatown, just walking around over there next to the amazing Petronas Towers, which is just as amazing as they were when I was here 2012, and I think they are some of my absolute favorite buildings. On Wednesday, my riding buddies Morten and Chili will arrive in Kuala Lumpur, and then we'll go pick up the bikes, as I said, hopefully on Thursday, and then go and do stuff Thursday evening, Friday, and then pack the bikes Friday afternoon, and then start riding early Sunday morning. So Sunday morning, 27th, is the planned take-off day, which is super exciting. This was a small update on our trip to Kuala Lumpur, but mostly an update on our bikes and our travel plans riding home from Malaysia to Denmark, which hopefully will start on this Saturday. The only thing which can stop us is if the bikes are delayed from the harbor, but I think most of it is solved, and the insurance issue is fixed, and the ICP, which is it's the tax import thing, should also be solved. And last week the only missing thing was to get our Carnet de Passage stamped, which shouldn't take that long, so hopefully we are ready riding on a Saturday. I hope I can make another video from Kuala Lumpur this week. Otherwise, I will see you when we pick up our bikes at the harbor, and first ride them back to Kuala Lumpur on Thursday, and then start riding on Saturday. If you think our trips riding from Malaysia to Denmark sounds exciting, watch this video next, where I'll tell you everything about it, and so you will know what will happen on this channel the next 2.5-3 months. Then subscribe to the channel, following along. See you there.